These royals haven't got a great track record in the courts, have they? With disgraced Playboy Prince Andrew settling out of court with his young accuser Virginia Giuffre to the tune of millions. And now Prince Harry, the world's least happy millionaire, ending his libel action against the Mail on Sunday. It's a crushing blow for the wayward Windsor, who brought needless embarrassment to his family and in particular the King by suing a national newspaper in the first place. It's not the done thing for royals to sue the press. But when did that stop Harry, who sold his soul to the devil with books, TV shows and podcasts, denigrating not just his family, but his country? For Harry, if it pays the bills, all bets are off. I'm sorry, but it's my view that this young man has zero ethics. Whilst the Queen was battling ill health in her final days, she had to contend with the knowledge that her grandson's tell-all book was coming, and she could only fear the worst about the impact revelations in it would have on a family and a monarchy that she dedicated her life to. And this week, the release of royal author Robert Hardman's new book about the family reveals that late great Queen Elizabeth II was deeply upset that the Sussexes chose her name of Lilibet for their daughter. As I pointed out at the time, that name was a sacred one for Elizabeth. It was her beloved Philip's pet name for his treasured wife and best friend. The name Lilibet was deeply intimate for the Queen, deeply personal. Daily Mail journalist Rebecca English revealed the Queen had told aides the following. She wrote that the Queen said, "I don't own the palaces, I don't own the paintings. The only thing I own is my name. And now they've taken that." Damning. Now, some would argue the choice of name was a tribute to Elizabeth, but I'd argue it's further proof from Harry and Meghan that they see their royal connections as the ultimate meal ticket. Why else have they hung on to their titles when they rail against the monarchy every 10 seconds? To give their child the nickname of the former Queen of the United Kingdom keeps the gravy train going for another generation. I believe that calling their child Lilibet was the theft of something private from the Queen. And it was for branding purposes, for status, and ultimately, that which I fear motivates the couple the most, commercial gain. Following his botched legal action against the Mail on Sunday, I think that we've discovered that Harry's greatest sin is not that he's greedy or selfish or self-indulgent, it's that he's a bit thick. This is a guy that needlessly imperiled the lives of former servicemen and women by proudly announcing how many Taliban he killed in his book. This is a guy who embarrassed media executives with his idea for TV shows, which made Alan Partridge look like a creative visionary. And now, in a fit of pique, he pursues an expensive and ill-advised libel case against one of the most established newspaper companies in the world. Then he pulls out. This embarrassing climb down will cost him £750,000, which raises the chilling prospect of a sequel to his book so that he can pay for it. Although if Spare 2 does come out, I'll be buying it because the first one proved to be an excellent doorstop. I'm beginning to wonder whether Harry has a heart as well. His sister-in-law is in hospital as we speak after a major operation. Catherine will be in for 2 weeks. Now, medics wouldn't keep you in for that long unless it was serious. Princess Kate's condition is such that William will be caring for her for many weeks when she gets home, and neither of them will likely perform public duties until after Easter. Meanwhile, the King himself heads off to hospital shortly for the treatment of an enlarged prostate. Why, therefore, isn't Harry here in the UK? Comforting his sister-in-law, supporting his brother at a tough time, and of course taking care of his dear old dad, who isn't getting any younger. Harry could have flown here days ago. He loves clocking up the air miles anyway, and for him to jump on a private jet to the UK is the equivalent of you or me hopping on a train to Leeds or Liverpool. Do you remember his blink or you'll miss it appearance at the King's coronation? Any son worth his salt would have stuck around afterwards for a couple of pints and a sandwich with the family. But no, Harry rushed back to California faster than you can say US dollar. This whole sorry saga saddens me. The prodigal prince has lost his court case, lost his family and lost the plot.